In this video, I'm going to tell you the woodworking projects that you should avoid at all costs. Let's dive in. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. As always, I'm your host, Zach Vaught, and I'm so excited that you're here because you could be spending your time anywhere doing anything, and you chose to hang out with me and learn more about woodworking and growing a woodworking business. And so I'm here to help you do that. And in today's video, I want to talk about woodworking projects that you should avoid at all costs, okay? Now, these are the things that are big, hairy, scary projects that a lot of people grossly underbid. Like, let's say they're selling it, they give a bid out to a customer, and then they get into these things and they realize they are much more complicated and they are much less equipped to do it well than they thought that they were. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through a couple woodworking projects that you should avoid at all costs. And so this is gonna be a little bit of a different video than you think it's gonna be because I'm gonna give you concepts instead of actual projects, okay? So the first thing that you need to know when you're looking at what projects to avoid at all costs is, number one, you need to be avoiding projects that you are not prepared or equipped to tackle. Okay, this is a very broad sweeping statement, but when you look at something and you have no concept or any idea how to do it, and there's a lot riding on the line. So let's say somebody wants a 12-foot epoxy table. That's going to be $30,000. Well, if I haven't done any work with epoxy ever in my life, that's probably a project that I should be a little leery of because there's a lot of room for error and there's a lot of room to screw things up. And if you screw up a $30,000 table, that's going to be rough, right? Now, on the other side of that is if you get it right, man, you just made an incredible $30,000 table. However, you need to evaluate your skill set and you need to probably operate within the parameters of your skill set or maybe just outside of those bounds, okay? So just be really smart about this. Understand what your limitations are, what you are prepared to tackle and what you are not prepared to tackle as a woodworker, okay? I've got two more concepts that I want to share with you in this video that you need to really understand and you need to probably avoid based on being more of a beginner or an intermediate level woodworker. And so the first one was, don't take on any projects that you're not prepared to tackle. That's a very broad sweeping statement. Here's the second one, ones that have crazy compound angles. So if you are building projects that have crazy angles and compound cuts and things that you're not ready for, I wouldn't do it, right? I would probably set that out. The one thing that I just want to encourage you guys with is that you don't necessarily have to do all these crazy projects to make good money. All the projects that we ever built inside of my woodworking business were all pretty simple. They were pretty straightforward, and we were very profitable doing that. So just recognize the fact that you don't have to do a bunch of crazy things to make money, right? You can do things that you're comfortable in inside of the bounds of your skill set. So geometry really wasn't my thing in school, so I didn't ever really dive into doing crazy compound angle projects because I just didn't feel confident doing it and doing it well. I didn't want to waste a bunch of materials, and I knew that I didn't really have the math knowledge or the skill set to do it because I don't have to do it in order to be a successful woodworker or successful woodworking business owner. Here's number three, the third one that I would avoid at all costs, and that is the ones with crazy joinery techniques, right? Now, this is not just like a standard dovetail joint or things here or there, but like where every single joint on the entire project is something really wild, something really unique where you're chiseling and making these things fit tight. Leave this stuff to the experts. Now, you can start tinkering with this kind of stuff. You can start developing your skill set, but I wouldn't take on a project that was a high dollar project with specific types of joinery requested. That's also, by the way, pretty rare. You're not going to see a lot of your clients asking for joinery. They really don't know much about it or care much about it. But just operate within the bounds of your skill set. That's the one thing that I would just encourage you to do. And then on test pieces where you've got some maybe leftover materials here or there from your projects, then start kind of tinkering with different ways of doing things and improving your skill set there. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If it has in any way, be sure to subscribe. So I've got three resources for you before you go. The first one is our Handmade Business Secrets ebook. It's completely free to you. It's the first link in the description below. It's about 100 pages long, and over 4,000 people have now read that book, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback. And all I did in that book was really outline my journey of starting to scaling to really successfully growing my business with the principles that I used that can help you do the same thing. Number two is the Handmade Hero Academy program. Inside of the Handmade Hero Academy program, I'm going to walk you through how to get started. So it's a low cost investment compared to most things out there, and with one high ticket product sale, it's going to pay for itself. So if you're a newbie trying to get started, be sure to check that out. And for those of you that are maybe a little bit more seasoned or really wanting to scale and grow your business, I want to encourage you to check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We have almost 50 clients clients now inside of that program all across North America, and we're helping guys scale like wildfire. We had a brand new guy, his name's Carter. He's a 19-year-old kid, super cool guy up in Wisconsin. His very first month in the program, he came in and we worked with him. He spent $500 on ads, and I think he did over $16,000 or $17,000 in sales, if I'm not mistaken. His very first month inside of our program. And so what would it look like if next month you did $16,000 in sales in your woodworking business, right? It would be pretty revolutionary. It would change the game for you. So with that being said, be sure to check that out if you're ready to scale and ready to grow. But other than that, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that, and I'll see you in the next video.